You've probably heard it a million times. Face your fears, or just be more confident. But what if that's actually terrible advice? What if the fear that's holding you back from a better life, that promotion, that relationship, that dream, isn't your fault at all? Fear isn't a weakness. It's a biological signal from a part of your brain that's just trying to keep you safe. The real question isn't how to crush your fear, but how to start working with it. What if you could learn its language and convince it that you're ready for what's next? Stick with me, because today we're going to explore how you can actually rewire your brain to conquer everything from public speaking jitters to deep-seated phobias. From the time we're kids, we're taught that fear is something to be ashamed of, something we need to hide. We're told that courage means you don't feel any fear. But that's a huge misunderstanding that basically sets us up to fail. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Fear is a totally universal human experience. It's a primal, powerful emotion that was designed for one thing: keeping us alive. The problem is, our world has changed dramatically, but our basic brain wiring hasn't. That ancient survival hardware is still running the show, but now it's reacting to stuff like a looming deadline or a crowded party. That panic you feel before a big presentation, the dread that hits you at a social gathering, that's the same system that would have saved your ancestors from a saber-toothed tiger. But here's the thing. Avoiding a tiger is life-saving. Avoiding that presentation could be life-limiting. So no, you're not broken when you feel fear. You're just using an outdated operating system for the modern world. The key isn't to delete the program, but to install a few critical updates. To figure out how to overcome fear, you first need to meet the part of your brain running the show. Deep inside your brain is a tiny, almond-shaped bundle of neurons called the amygdala. The easiest way to think of it is as your brain's ancient alarm system. I like to call it your inner lizard brain. Its job is simple: scan for danger, and when it spots a threat, it smashes the big red button for the fight or flight response. When this lizard brain takes over, it completely hijacks your rational mind. It floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart starts pounding to get blood to your muscles. Your breathing gets fast and shallow to suck in more oxygen. Your palms get sweaty. This isn't a glitch. It's a brilliant, high-speed survival machine. The only problem is your lizard brain can't tell the difference between a real, life-or-death threat and a perceived social one. Things like public speaking, the fear of being judged, or even seeing a tiny spider can trigger this massive overreaction. At the same time, another part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, is trying to be the voice of reason. This is the CEO of your brain, in charge of logic and keeping your emotions in check. When you feel that wave of fear, it's basically a battle between your hyperreactive lizard brain and your thoughtful CEO brain. And for most of us, the lizard brain is way faster and a whole lot louder. But what if you could train your CEO brain to be the one in charge? This is where the idea of rewiring your brain comes into play. The fancy term for it is neuroplasticity, which is just the brain's incredible ability to create new connections and reorganize itself based on what you do and experience. Every time you give in to a fear, you're making the neural pathway for that fear stronger. But the opposite is also true. You can intentionally create new pathways, weakening the old fear-based ones and building new, calmer, more courageous ones. This whole process isn't about getting rid of fear completely. You'll never be totally fearless, and honestly, you wouldn't want to be. Fear can be a useful signal, a compass that points you toward the edge of your comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. The goal is to change your relationship with fear. It's about learning to hear the alarm without letting it control your every move. We're going to turn down the volume on the lizard brain and hand the microphone to the CEO brain. And we can do this with a few simple, powerful techniques you can start using today. Let me tell you about Alex. Alex is brilliant, talented, and has this amazing idea that could be a game changer for their company. But there's a catch. To get the idea approved, Alex has to present it to the board of directors. And for Alex, public speaking is pure terror. Just the thought of it brings on all the classic symptoms: racing heart, sweaty palms, a pit in the stomach. In the past, Alex would have done anything to get out of this, letting the fear win again. But this time was different. The week before the presentation, Alex felt that familiar wave of anxiety. The lizard brain started screaming, "Danger! They're going to judge you. You're going to fail." But instead of letting that spiral take over, Alex just paused. acknowledged the feeling, and then got to work, not on the PowerPoint slides, but on rewiring the brain. Alex used a few specific techniques. A reframe to change the story about what those physical feelings meant. An action principle to break the cycle of hesitation. And a staircase method to make the whole challenge feel less overwhelming. On the day of the presentation, the fear was still there. It was like a passenger in the car, but it was no longer in the driver's seat. Alex walked to the front of the room, took a deep breath, and started talking. The presentation was a huge success. Not because the fear vanished, but because Alex had learned how to manage it. Alex didn't just give a great presentation. Alex built a brand new neural pathway for courage. So how did Alex pull it off? It really comes down to 3 practical tools. These aren't magic tricks. They're science-backed methods for taking back control from your lizard brain. Tool 1, the Reframe Technique. When you feel the physical signs of anxiety, the racing heart, the fast breathing, your brain's default is to label it as fear. But here's the secret. The way your body responds to fear is almost identical to how it responds to excitement. The only real difference is how you interpret it. You can totally hijack this process. The next time you feel those butterflies in your stomach, instead of thinking, "I'm so anxious," I want you to actually say out loud, "I'm excited." This tiny shift in language helps reframe the whole experience. It tells your CEO brain to see those physical signals not as a threat, but as energy you can use. Tool 2, the action principle. Fear loves it when you hesitate. That little gap between thinking about doing something and actually doing it, that's where your lizard brain floods your mind with doubt and all the what-ifs. The longer you wait, the stronger the fear gets. To beat this, you have to break the pattern with immediate action. It's simple. When you feel that fear-based hesitation, you're going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and when you hit 1, you move. If you're scared to speak up in a meeting, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unmute. If you're nervous about approaching someone, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take one step forward. This isn't about finding motivation, it's about physiology. Counting occupies your logical brain, and the movement interrupts the fear signal. It's a brain hack to get you out of your head and into action. Tool 3, the staircase method, gradual exposure. You wouldn't try to climb a 10-story building in a single jump. You'd take the stairs, one step at a time. The same exact thing applies to your biggest fears. This is the idea of gradual exposure, and it's a cornerstone of therapy for anxiety. Avoiding your fears makes them bigger. Facing them in small, manageable chunks makes them smaller. If you're terrified of public speaking, don't start by signing up for a TED Talk. Step 1, just write down your main points. Step 2, rehearse it out loud, by yourself. Step 3, record yourself on your phone and watch it back. Step 4, present to one person you trust, like a friend or family member. Step 5, present to a small, supportive group. Every step you complete is a small win that rewires your brain, teaching it that this situation isn't actually a threat. You're building a staircase of confidence, one step at a time. The great thing about these tools is that they work for almost anything. They aren't just for public speaking. Think about social anxiety. Before you walk into a party, you can use the reframe technique. I'm not anxious, I'm excited to meet someone new. You can use the staircase method by setting a tiny goal, like just talking to one new person. And what about those really deep-seated phobias, like a fear of flying or spiders? Exposure therapy, which is basically a more structured version of the staircase method, is one of the most effective treatments out there. It works by gradually and repeatedly exposing you to the thing you fear in a safe, controlled way, which slowly desensitizes your brain's fear response. The action principle can be the little push you need to take that first, terrifyingly small step, like looking at a photo of a spider or just browsing for flights online. These techniques give you the power to stop avoiding and start rewiring. You have the tools. You understand the science. Now it's time to do something with it. What is the one fear, big or small, that you're going to start working on? I want you to declare it. Drop it in the comments below. Reading about what everyone else is working on creates a powerful sense of community and support. It's a way of telling your brain and the world that you're ready to move forward. So what's the big takeaway here? Fear is not your enemy. It is not a sign of weakness. It's just a primal signal that's trying its best to protect you. You don't need to get rid of it. You just need to learn how to lead it. By reframing how you feel, Using action to break out of hesitation and taking small, steady steps, you can literally change your brain's response to what scares you. You can teach that inner lizard that you are, in fact, safe. I want to leave you with one final challenge. Pick one small fear this week, just one, and use one of these tools to step through it. Not over it, not around it, but through it. Because your best life, the version of you that is more creative, more confident, and more alive, is waiting for you right on the other side of that feeling.